Hey guys, how's it going? So I wanted to put this together because I get a lot of questions about this on a lot of the Line 6 groups and a lot of the forums and blah, blah, blah. People are constantly talking about, how to use this in a live situation as far as being able to run direct to front of house and being able to run to an amp and so on and so forth. So there's one thing that I have built into this rig, and everybody always constantly asks me why I didn't buy a Helix or why I didn't buy an LT. The reason being is that I have dual redundancy. This is the most important thing if you play live often. I probably, before quarantine, I was probably doing about 4 nights a week. So having a dual redundant system where if something breaks, I have backup is extremely important. So this is why I use a PODGo and I use an HX Stomp. Number one, it frees up a lot of blocks in the PODGo. PODGo doesn't have to work so hard, and frees up a bunch of blocks in the HX Stomp, and it doesn't have to work as hard. As we all know, these units can get very hot. So the other thing that's cool about the way this is set up is if my HX Stomp goes down, I have other presets and backup presets stored in the PODGo that can get me through a gig. If my PODGo goes down, I have extra patches in the HX Stomp that can get me through the rest of the gig. I never have to worry about not having a way to play. The whole rig goes down, that's a whole nother story. Lose power, blah, 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 whatever. So that's the reason I run this the way I run it, with the PODGo and the HX Stomp. PODGo the main way it's set up is the PODGo handles all my amps, and then the Stomp handles all my effects. Okay? I'm a 4 snapshot guy. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Having the 4 snapshots right here makes it way easier. So, in addition to that, another thing I do is I run, if you look here, I run an XLR to front of house, and I run a cable to a real amp. So, the way this works is I use the amp out on the back of the PODGo, goes to my amp, and the main outs go to the XLR, which goes to front of house. But Jason, why do you have a DI box on your board? Can't you just run a TRS cable to the front of house? Sure, I can. One, if the venue has TRS to front of house, which is fairly uncommon in most non-professional venues. And in addition, if I'm running a TRS cable, if that TRS cable breaks, sure, I can have another one in my bag, but what's smaller to have? An extra one of these in your bag? Or a whole extra cable? It's all about efficiency and being smart. Now, I know a lot of you guys also talk about the amp out not having its own volume control. I built a box that allows me to adjust the volume of the amp out. It's literally just an old pedal case that I wrapped in gaff tape because I hated the way the pedal looked and I didn't want people being confused. It goes in here, it connects to a volume control, it comes out the other side. It's really simple. And then this controls the volume to my amp. So I can go from 0 all the way to 10, anywhere in between, and I don't have to worry about having any issues. So, dual redundancy is one of the most important things you can have. Always have backups. On my one board, I can literally take just this board to a gig. And if anything happens, I have backup. Sure, it takes a little bit of cable switching, but it's all there. So if you look here, okay, this is normally, hold on, we'll go to my main preset. Okay, so my main preset is this Leona HX preset. Okay, if need be, if the HX effects goes down, the HX Stomp goes down, I can go over to a couple of other presets that I have built in. I have a rhythm which has all my effects. I have a lead patch that has all my effects. I have a clean patch which has all my effects. So it's all there. It's literally the same thing I have set up And then the same goes over here. I have the same thing if anything happens. Rhythm, lead, clean. It's all there in case something happens. Dual redundancy, baby. It's the way you do shit. And these things are like fucking $29 on Amazon. It's a simple 1/4 inch to XLR DI box. It's nice and small. If this thing winds up breaking at a gig, I have another one sitting in my bag that I could just literally replace on the board. It's already got Velcro on the bottom. This is just your standard barrel cable that you can get off Amazon. I Gorilla Glued some fucking Velcro on it so it stays on the board. Nice and simple, guys. So if you have any other questions about the rig, how it works, so forth, feel free to hit me up. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace!